Proverbs chapter 1. The beginning of wisdom. In the days of old, in the land of kings and sages, there lived a wise man named Solomon, son of David, who ruled over Israel. He wasn't just known for the gold in his treasury or the peace in his kingdom. He was most famous for his wisdom. People came from far and wide to hear him speak because the words he shared were like lanterns, lighting up the dark corners of the heart. And so, Solomon began to write down these words, not just for his sons, but for every child who wanted to grow wise. These are the Proverbs, the short sayings that carry deep truths, meant to guide the young and the old, the simple and the learned. He said, "My child, if you wish to live a life that pleases God and brings peace to your soul, then listen closely. These words will help you know what is right. They will teach you what is just. They will show you what is fair. They will help even the simplest person become wise, and those already wise can grow even wiser." To understand these proverbs, you must start at the beginning, the fear of the Lord. Not a fear that makes you run and hide, but a deep awe, a holy respect, like standing before a mighty mountain or hearing the roar of the ocean. That kind of fear is where wisdom begins. He paused, letting the weight of that settle. Then he said, "But fools, oh, fools laugh at wisdom. They don't care for what's right. They ignore correction. They chase their own ideas, thinking they are smarter than everyone else." Solomon leaned forward, as if speaking directly to a young listener. Listen to your father's instruction. Don't forget what your mother teaches you. Their words are like a crown on your head or a necklace of honor around your neck. They will make you shine. If sinful people try to lure you, don't follow them. They may say, "Come with us. Let's lie in wait and ambush someone for fun. Let's attack the innocent and take what they have. We'll fill our homes with stolen treasure. You can join us, and we'll all share the loot." He shook his head sadly. "My child, don't go with them. Don't even step on their path. Their feet rush into evil. They hurry to spill blood. But here's the truth. When a bird sees a trap being set, it stays away. Yet these people are setting a trap for themselves. They're digging a pit, and they will fall into it. Greed will be their undoing. It always ends in ruin." And then Solomon's tone grew even more serious. Wisdom itself calls out in the streets. It lifts its voice in the city squares. At the busiest corner of the marketplace, wisdom shouts, "How long will you simple ones love your foolish ways? How long will mockers enjoy their mocking? How long will fools hate knowledge? Turn to me when I correct you. If you do, I will pour my thoughts into you. I will share my heart and my words." But you refused to listen. You ignored all my advice. You laughed at my warnings. So when disaster comes, when trouble hits like a storm, when pain and suffering sweep over you like a whirlwind, you will call to me, but I will not answer. You will search for me, but you won't find me. Why? Because you hated knowledge. You didn't choose to respect the Lord. You wouldn't accept my guidance. So now, you will eat the bitter fruit of your choices. You'll be filled with the poison of your own plans. Fools are destroyed by turning away from wisdom, and the careless are dragged down by their own complacency. But, and here his voice grew warm and gentle again, "Whoever listens to me will live in safety. They will rest without fear, sheltered from harm." Chapter 2. The Path to Wisdom. Solomon leaned in once more, with a voice full of calm assurance and quiet strength, and he said, "My child, Listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you, for these are not just old sayings or dusty words, they are treasure. If you take these words deep into your heart, if you hold on to my teachings like they are gold coins and guard them like you would a precious family heirloom, then you will begin to understand what it means to truly live wisely. Yes, if you cry out for insight, really cry out like someone lost in the woods calling for help, and if you raise your voice for understanding, as someone would shout from the mountaintop hoping to be heard, and if you search for wisdom like it's hidden silver buried deep in the earth, or like a pearl lost in the ocean, then something beautiful will happen. You will begin to understand what it means to fear the Lord. You will begin to grasp the knowledge of God Himself. Why? Because the Lord is the one who gives wisdom, real wisdom, lasting wisdom, wisdom that doesn't fade or fail or change with trends. It comes from His mouth. Knowledge and understanding flow from Him like a spring that never runs dry. He stores up wisdom for those who live with integrity, and He becomes a shield to those who walk with honesty and respect for what is right. He watches over the paths of those who live rightly. He protects the way of His faithful ones. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair. You'll see clearly what is good, even when others are confused. You'll know which way to go when life offers many paths. Wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will bring joy to your soul. It will be like light pouring into a dark room. Sound judgment will protect you. Understanding will guard you like a strong wall around a city. And this wisdom, this godly insight, will save you from the ways of the wicked, those who speak lies smoothly and twist words to serve their own gain. These are people who have left the straight path and now walk in darkness. They delight in doing wrong. They celebrate evil like it's something to be proud of. Their paths are crooked, their ways deceitful. Wisdom will also rescue you from the temptress, the strange woman with smooth words and a dangerous smile. She flatters with her lips and speaks softly, but her intentions are sharp. She once made promises to her husband, but she walked away from the vow she made before God. Her house leads down to death. Her path takes you to the grave. No one who enters her door returns unchanged. Many never find their way back to the path of life. But if you follow wisdom, if you hold tightly to what is true, you will walk in the ways of good people. You will keep to the paths of the righteous. You will learn to live like those who love what is right. And here is the end of it. The upright will live in the land. Those who walk with integrity will remain, but the wicked will be cut off from it, and the unfaithful will be torn away like a tree uprooted by a storm. Solomon paused, allowing the weight of his words to sink deep into the soul of the listener, like seeds falling into rich soil. The path of wisdom, he had said, was not loud or flashy, but it was safe, strong, and sacred. Chapter 3. Trusting the Lord with all your heart. Solomon's voice softened again, steady and kind, like a father speaking to his child at the end of a long day. "My child," he said, "do not forget the things I've taught you. Let them stay with you, tied tightly to your heart like a treasured note you never want to lose. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Wear them like a necklace around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. When you live this way, trusting, kind, loyal, you'll find favor with both God and people. Others will see something different in you, something pure and steady, and most of all, the Lord will delight in you. Here is a truth to never let go of. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't rely only on your own understanding. In everything you do, acknowledge Him. Bring Him into your decisions, your steps, your hopes, and He will make your path straight. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Don't think you always have it figured out. Instead, fear the Lord with reverence and humility, and turn away from evil. This will bring health to your body and strength to your bones, like fresh water to a thirsty plant. Honor the Lord with your wealth, with the best of all you have, your first fruits, not your leftovers. When you do, your barns will overflow, and your wine vats will brim with good wine. God blesses those who give generously and trust Him with what they have. Now listen closely, my child. Don't despise the Lord's discipline. Don't get upset when He corrects you. Just as a loving father corrects the child he cherishes, so the Lord corrects those He loves. His discipline doesn't come from anger, but from care, a deep, holy care that wants to see you grow. Now let me tell you about the beauty of wisdom. Blessed is the one who finds wisdom, the one who gains understanding, for it is more profitable than silver, and brings better returns than gold. She is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her. Wisdom offers you long life in one hand, and riches and honor in the other. Her ways are pleasant, and her paths are full of peace. She is a tree of life to those who embrace her. Those who hold her tightly will be truly happy. The Lord Himself used wisdom to lay the foundations of the earth. By understanding, He set the heavens in place. With His knowledge, the oceans burst forth, and the clouds dropped dew from the sky. So, my child, do not let wisdom and discretion leave you. Hold on to them always. They will be life to your soul and an ornament of grace around your neck. Then you will walk safely in your way, and your foot will not stumble. When you lie down, you won't be afraid. When you rest, your sleep will be sweet and deep. Do not be afraid of sudden trouble or disaster that comes upon the wicked, for the Lord will be your confidence. He will keep your foot from being caught in a trap. Now, let's speak about how to treat others. When it's in your power to do good, do it. Don't hold back help when someone needs it. Don't say, "Come back tomorrow and I'll help you," if you already have what they need today. Do not plot harm against your neighbor, especially if they trust you and live nearby in peace. Do not argue without cause with someone who has done you no wrong. Do not envy a violent person or choose any of their ways, for the Lord detests those who love violence, but He is close to those who walk uprightly. The Lord curses the house of the wicked, but He blesses the home of the righteous. He mocks those who are proud and arrogant, but gives grace to the humble. The wise inherit honor, but fools are covered with shame. Solomon leaned back, his words now woven into the air like threads of gold. Wisdom, he said again, as if whispering a sacred word, is not just for the mind, it's for the soul. And those who walk with her will never walk alone. Chapter 4. A Father's Wise Advice. Solomon stood tall, but his voice was tender, full of memory and meaning. My children, gather close and listen to what I'm about to say. Hear the words of a father who wants only the best for you. I am giving you good teaching. Do not turn away from it. These aren't just words. They are the path to life. I was once a son, too. A young boy loved by his father, the only child of my mother. And my father said to me something I've never forgotten. Hold on to my words with all your heart. Keep my commands and live. Get wisdom, get understanding. Do not forget my words or turn away from them. Do not abandon wisdom, and she will protect you. Love her, and she will keep you safe." And I listened. So now I pass these same words on to you. Wisdom is the most important thing. Get wisdom, whatever it costs you, time, effort, pride. Get understanding. Treasure her, and she will lift you up. Embrace her, and she will honor you. She will place a crown of grace on your head and adorn you with beauty and dignity. My child, hear me now. Accept what I say, and the years of your life will be many. I will guide you in the way of wisdom. I will lead you along straight paths. When you walk on this path, your steps will not be hindered. When you run, you will not stumble. Hold on to instruction. Don't let it go. Guard it, for it is your life. Stay far away from the path of the wicked. Don't even step on it. Avoid it completely. Turn aside and go your own way. Why? Because those who live in evil cannot sleep until they've done wrong. If they haven't caused someone to stumble, they feel restless. They feed on wickedness like bread and drink violence like water. But the path of the righteous is different. It's like the first light of dawn, shining brighter and brighter until full day. The way of the wicked is deep darkness. They don't even know what makes them stumble. Then Solomon's voice became more urgent, more intimate, like a father kneeling beside his child. My child, pay attention to what I say. Turn your ear to my words. Don't let them out of your sight. Keep them deep within your heart. For these words are life to those who find them, and healing to their whole body. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. It's like the spring that feeds the river. If the spring is clean, the whole river stays pure. Put away a mouth that speaks twisted things. Let no lies come from your lips. Look straight ahead. Fix your eyes on what lies before you. Don't be distracted by shiny things or loud voices that lead you astray. Make a level path for your feet. Think carefully about where you are going. Stay on the safe path. Do not turn to the right or the left. Keep your feet from evil. Solomon's words here are like a walk through a quiet garden, each line a stone step laid down with care, showing the way forward, protecting the soul from danger, and encouraging it toward light. Chapter 5. Wisdom about love and purity. Solomon sat with calm gravity in his voice, his eyes steady and compassionate. "My son," he said, "listen to my wisdom. Pay careful attention to what I say. These words are for your protection. They will help you think clearly and speak wisely. They will guard you when your heart is pulled by strong desires and your eyes are tempted by beauty that is not yours." He leaned forward, lowering his voice to a warning. "For the lips of the adulterous woman, the woman who does not belong to you, they drip honey. Her words are smoother than oil. She flatters, she charms. She knows just how to draw you in. But in the end, her path is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a double-edged sword. She doesn't lead you to joy, my son. She leads you to death. Her feet go down to the grave. Her steps take hold of destruction. She gives no thought to the path of life. She wanders without knowing where she's going." Solomon's eyes narrowed, and his voice became firmer. "Now then, my child, listen to me. Do not go near her. Keep your path far from her door. Don't even pass by her house. Why? Because if you do, you will give your best strength to strangers. Your years will be handed over to someone who doesn't care about you. Others will feast on what should have been yours. And in the end, when your body is worn out and your spirit is hollow, you will cry out with regret. You'll say, Oh, how I hated instruction. Why didn't I listen to my teachers? Why did I ignore correction and advice? Now I'm on the brink of ruin, in public and in private. Everyone sees what I've become. Then Solomon shifted his tone to something softer, more hopeful. But there is a better way, my son. Rejoice in the wife of your youth. Let her be your delight. She is a graceful deer, a loving doe, tender, loyal, beautiful. May her love always fill you with joy. May you always be captivated by her. Why, my son, would you choose to be intoxicated by a stranger? Why embrace a woman who is not your own? For the ways of a man are before the eyes of the Lord. God sees every step he takes. He watches the roads we walk, the doors we open, the desires we feed. He let the truth hang in the air for a moment, like thunder in the distance. The evil deeds of the wicked will trap them. Their sins will become ropes that tie them down. They will die for lack of discipline. They will be led astray by the greatness of their own foolishness. Then he looked into the distance, as if thinking of all the lives that had been broken by chasing momentary pleasure, forgetting the long road of wisdom and love. Solomon does not speak these things to shame, but to guide, to place strong fences around a beautiful garden, so it will flourish. He is showing that love is sacred, trust is holy, and the choices of the heart matter deeply. Chapter 6. Warnings against foolishness and desire. Solomon stood like a father gently pulling his child back from a steep edge, his tone serious but loving. "My son," he said, "if you've made a promise for someone else's debt, if you've put up security with a handshake or signed papers to cover what they owe, you've walked into a trap with your own words. You've tied yourself up with your own promise. Here's what you should do to free yourself, because you're in danger. Go quickly. Don't wait. Humble yourself and beg to be released. Don't give sleep to your eyes or rest to your eyelids until you're free. Free yourself, like a gazelle from the hunter's hand, like a bird escaping the snare." And while I'm speaking of traps, Solomon continued, "Let me tell you of another danger, laziness. Go to the ant, you lazy one. Study her ways and grow wise. She has no boss, no overseer, no ruler, yet she works hard all summer, storing up food for winter. How long will you lie there, O sluggard? When will you get up from your sleep? Just a little more sleep, a little more slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, you say. But poverty will come upon you like a robber, and scarcity like an armed man. Now let me describe someone even more dangerous than the lazy, the scoundrel, the wicked man. He walks with crooked speech and winks with his eye. He signals with his feet and motions with his fingers. His heart is always plotting evil. He stirs up trouble wherever he goes, but suddenly, without warning, he will be broken, crushed beyond repair." And then Solomon's tone grew sharper still as he counted out things the Lord despises, not in anger, but in holy clarity. There are 6 things the Lord hates. No, 7 that are an abomination to him. Haughty eyes, proud eyes that look down on others, a lying tongue, words twisted to deceive, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that plans wicked schemes, feet that rush into evil, a false witness who breathes out lies, and one who stirs up conflict between brothers. He let that list settle heavily, like stones placed firmly into the ground. And then, with a more personal, urgent tone, he turned to the matter of temptation again. "My son, keep your father's command. Don't forget your mother's teaching. Tie them around your heart always. Fasten them around your neck. When you walk, they will guide you. When you sleep, they will guard you. When you wake, they will speak to you. For this command is a lamp, and this teaching is a light. Correction and instruction are the way of life. He paused and then warned plainly. They will protect you from the immoral woman, from the smooth tongue that tries to lure you in. Don't let your heart be drawn in by her beauty. Don't let her eyes capture you, because a prostitute may reduce a man to a loaf of bread, but an adulteress hunts for your very life. Can a man scoop fire into his lap and not be burned? Can he walk on hot coals and not scorch his feet? So it is with the one who sleeps with another man's wife. Anyone who does so will not go unpunished. People don't despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his hunger. Even then, he must repay sevenfold, maybe everything he owns. But a man who commits adultery has no sense. He destroys himself. He will suffer wounds and dishonor, and his shame will never be wiped away. For jealousy enrages a husband. He will show no mercy when he takes revenge. He won't accept any payment or bribe. No gift will calm his fury. Solomon's words in this chapter are like guardrails placed along the road of life, not to restrict joy, but to keep the heart from falling into ruin. He speaks like someone who has seen the wreckage of pride, laziness, and lust, and wants to spare his children from walking into the same pain. Chapter 7. The story of a seduced young man. Solomon drew in a breath, heavy with experience, and began with a gentle but urgent voice. My son, keep my words close. Treasure my commands within you. Obey them and live. Guard my teaching like the pupil of your eye. Tie them to your fingers. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister. Call understanding your closest friend. They will keep you safe from the adulterous woman, from the stranger with smooth, persuasive words. Then Solomon leaned forward, and his tone shifted, as though he were about to tell a secret he wished he didn't have to share. He said, I was looking out the window of my house, gazing through the lattice, and I saw among the simple ones. I noticed a young man, naive, lacking good sense. He was walking down the street near her corner, strolling toward her house at twilight, as evening deepened, as night's darkness took hold. And then, there she was, a woman dressed to seduce, with a heart full of hidden motives. She was loud, bold, and restless. Her feet didn't stay at home. Sometimes she was in the streets, sometimes in the market, lurking at every corner. She approached him and kissed him. With a brazen face, she said, I have peace offerings at home. Today I fulfilled my vows, so I've come out to meet you, to search for you, and I found you. I've spread my bed with colorful linens from Egypt. I've perfumed my sheets with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let's drink our fill of love until morning. Let's delight ourselves with passion. My husband is not home. He's gone on a long journey. He took a bag of silver with him and won't be back until the full moon. Solomon's voice darkened, as though shadows gathered around the story. With persuasive words, she led him astray. With smooth talk, she enticed him. And all at once he followed her, like an ox going to the slaughter, like a deer caught in a trap until an arrow pierces its liver. He was like a bird flying into a snare, not knowing it would cost him his life. So now, my sons, Solomon said with grave tenderness, listen to me. Pay attention to the words of my mouth. Do not let your heart turn toward her ways. Do not stray into her paths, for many are the wounded she has brought down. Her house is a highway to the grave, leading down to the chambers of death. This chapter is different from the others. It's not a list of wise sayings. It's a story with a warning painted in clear colors. Solomon doesn't describe evil as something monstrous and obvious, but as something smooth, attractive, and dangerous. He shows how wisdom is not just about knowing what's right. It's about guarding the heart before the danger comes close. Chapter 8. Wisdom calls out. And so, Solomon's voice changed, no longer his own, but as if he were now simply the messenger. Wisdom was speaking. She cried out, not from a throne, not from behind walls, but from the streets and hills. Does not wisdom call out? Does not understanding raise her voice? On the heights along the way, at the crossroads, she takes her stand. Beside the gates leading into the city, at the entrance, she cries aloud. Then her voice rang like a bell in the open air. To you, O people, I call out. I raise my voice to all humanity. You who are simple, learn prudence. You who are foolish, set your hearts on understanding. Listen, for I speak noble things. What comes from my lips is right. My mouth speaks truth. Wickedness is detestable to me. Everything I say is honest and clear. To the one who understands, it is all straight and right. Choose my instruction instead of silver, knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her. Then wisdom introduced herself like a queen. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence. I possess knowledge and discretion. To fear the Lord is to hate evil. I hate pride, arrogance, evil behavior, and perverse speech. Counsel and sound judgment are mine. I have insight. I have power. By me kings reign, and rulers make just laws. By me princes govern, and nobles, all who rule the earth. I love those who love me, and those who seek me diligently will find me. With me are riches and honor, enduring wealth and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, my yield better than finest silver. I walk in the way of righteousness, along the paths of justice, bestowing wealth on those who love me and filling their treasuries. And then she spoke of something far older, far deeper than any human story. She told of a time before time. The Lord brought me forth as the first of his works, before his deeds of old. I was formed long ages ago, at the very beginning, before the world began. When there were no oceans, I was born. Before springs bubbled with water, before mountains were settled in place, before the hills, I was there. Before he made the earth or the fields or the dust of the world, I was already alive. I was there when he set the heavens in place, when he drew the horizon on the deep waters, when he established the clouds above and fixed securely the fountains of the deep, when he gave the sea its boundary so the waters would not overstep his command, when he marked out the foundations of the earth. Then I was beside him, like a master craftsman. I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him, rejoicing in his whole world, and delighting in the human race. And now her voice softened, reaching out like a gentle hand. Now then, my children, listen to me. Blessed are those who keep my ways. Listen to my instruction and be wise. Do not ignore it. Blessed is the one who listens to me, watching daily at my doors, waiting at my doorway. For whoever finds me finds life and receives favor from the Lord. But whoever fails to find me harms themselves. All who hate me love death. In this chapter, wisdom is not hidden. She is pleading to be heard. She speaks not just of practical decisions, but of eternity, of creation, of joy in being part of God's design. She is the path to life, and she longs to be chosen. Chapter 9. 2 invitations. Wisdom and folly. First, we see wisdom standing tall and gracious, like a queen preparing a grand banquet. Wisdom has built her house. She has carved out her 7 pillars. She has prepared her meat and mixed her wine. She has also set her table. She is not rushed. Nothing is careless. Everything is thoughtfully built, firm, strong, and complete. She has sent out her maidens, and she calls from the highest point in the city. Let all who are simple come in here. To those who lack judgment, she says, Come, eat my food and drink the wine I have mixed. Leave your foolish ways and you will live. Walk in the way of insight. Her invitation is open to all, especially the simple, the young, the unsure. She offers life, clarity, and joy. Then Solomon pauses and offers a personal lesson, as though stepping aside from the story to speak directly to the listener. Whoever corrects a mocker invites insults. Whoever rebukes the wicked gets abuse. Do not rebuke mockers, or they will hate you. Rebuke the wise, and they will love you. Instruct the wise, and they will be wiser still. Teach the righteous, and they will add to their learning. And then he returns to the theme. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. This is the heartbeat of Proverbs. True wisdom begins in reverence. To know God, to respect Him, to listen to Him, is the foundation of all wisdom. For through wisdom your days will be many, and years will be added to your life. If you are wise, your wisdom will reward you. If you mock, you alone will suffer. Then, folly enters the scene. Where wisdom is calm and prepared, folly is loud and careless. Where wisdom builds, folly flatters. She offers no feast, only illusions. Folly is loud. She is undisciplined and knows nothing. She sits at the door of her house, on a seat at the highest point of the city, calling out to those who pass by, to those going straight on their way. Her words mimic wisdom's, but they are twisted. Let all who are simple come in here. She says to those who lack judgment, stolen water is sweet, food eaten in secret is delicious. She makes sin look thrilling. She makes secrecy feel exciting. But her house hides a grave. But they do not know that the dead are there, that her guests are deep in the realm of the dead. So the chapter ends with 2 houses, 2 voices, and 2 outcomes. Wisdom offers truth, discipline, and life. Folly offers pleasure, flattery, and death. Solomon leaves the decision to the listener, to you, to me, to everyone. Whose invitation will we accept? Whose table will we sit at? Which road will we follow? Chapter 10. The Proverbs of Solomon. A wise son brings joy to his father, but a foolish son brings grief to his mother. Solomon begins with a familiar truth. Parents rejoice when their children walk wisely and grieve when they go astray. It reminds us how deeply our choices ripple outward, affecting those who love us most. Ill-gotten treasures have no lasting value, but righteousness delivers from death. Money gained through dishonesty won't protect us in the end. It may glitter for a moment, but only righteousness, right living with God, brings lasting security. The Lord does not let the righteous go hungry, but He thwarts the craving of the wicked. The righteous are not forgotten by God. Their needs may be great, but He sustains them. The wicked, however, may chase desire after desire, but never find satisfaction. Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. This is not just about money. It's about fruitfulness in every area of life. Laziness drains and wastes. Diligence multiplies and builds. He who gathers crops in summer is a prudent son, but he who sleeps during harvest is a disgrace. There is a time to work and a time to rest. Wisdom recognizes the season. When opportunity knocks, the wise rise early and respond. Blessings crown the head of the righteous, but violence overwhelms the mouth of the wicked. A righteous person leaves behind a trail of goodness. Blessings flow toward them and from them. But the wicked, their own words bring trouble down on them like a storm. The name of the righteous is used in blessings, but the name of the wicked will rot. A good name becomes a legacy. Even after death, the righteous are remembered with kindness, but the wicked, forgotten or cursed. The wise in heart accept commands, but a chattering fool comes to ruin. Wisdom listens, it receives instruction, but the fool is too busy talking, dismissing advice, and eventually falls because of it. Whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but whoever takes crooked paths will be found out. Integrity is like walking on solid ground. You don't have to worry about slipping, but lies and double lives will always be exposed in time. Whoever winks maliciously causes grief, and a chattering fool comes to ruin. Winking here is not playful, it's deceitful. Hidden motives hurt others. And again, the fool who talks without thinking walks toward destruction. The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. Words can heal or harm. The righteous speak life, hope, encouragement. The wicked cover violence with a smile, but it will leak out in time. Hatred stirs up conflict, but love covers over all wrongs. Hatred fans flames. Love, real love, puts out fires. Love doesn't ignore sin, but it forgives, heals, and moves forward. Wisdom is found on the lips of the discerning, but a rod is for the back of one who has no sense. The wise don't just speak wisdom, they understand when and how to speak. But fools refuse instruction until painful correction becomes necessary. The wise store up knowledge, but the mouth of a fool invites ruin. The wise collect wisdom like treasure. They listen, learn, reflect, but the fool speaks without filter and soon finds trouble. The wealth of the rich is their fortified city, but poverty is the ruin of the poor. Wealth can protect, but it is not ultimate. Poverty exposes people to hardship, but Solomon doesn't mock the poor. He's pointing out how society often works, not how it ought to. The wages of the righteous is life, but the earnings of the wicked are sin and death. The path of righteousness leads to lasting reward. The wicked may earn money, but not peace. Whoever heeds discipline shows the way to life, but whoever ignores correction leads others astray. Discipline may sting at first, but it sets you on the path of life. Ignoring correction not only harms you, it misguides those who follow you. Whoever conceals hatred with lying lips and spreads slander is a fool. Deceit and gossip may seem small, but they are poison. They rot relationships and reveal foolish hearts. Sin is not ended by multiplying words, but the prudent hold their tongues. Talking more doesn't fix things. Wisdom often means saying less. The tongue of the righteous is choice silver, but the heart of the wicked is of little value. Words from a righteous heart are rich and valuable, but wickedness corrupts from the inside out, leaving little that's truly good. The lips of the righteous nourish many, but fools die for lack of sense. Words can feed the soul. A wise voice can lift many, but fools starve, not for food, but for wisdom. The blessing of the Lord brings wealth without painful toil for it. When God blesses, it lasts. It's not driven by anxiety or greed, but by grace and provision. A fool finds pleasure in wicked schemes, but a person of understanding delights in wisdom. What entertains you reveals your heart. Wisdom finds joy in truth, not in mockery or mischief. What the wicked dread will overtake them. What the righteous desire will be granted. Fear hunts the wicked, but the hopes of the righteous are safe in God's hands. When the storm has swept by, the wicked are gone, but the righteous stand firm forever. Evil is like a house on sand, it cannot last. But the righteous are like trees planted by rivers, unshaken. As vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so are sluggards to those who send them. Lazy people frustrate those who depend on them. They sting, slow things down, and leave a bitter taste. The fear of the Lord adds length to life, but the years of the wicked are cut short. Reverence for God isn't just moral, it's protective. It adds richness and longevity to your days. The hope of the righteous brings joy, but the expectations of the wicked come to nothing. The righteous wait with peace in their hearts. The wicked chase dreams that crumble. The way of the Lord is a refuge for the blameless, but it is the ruin of those who do evil. God's path is safety for the upright, but to the rebellious, it becomes their downfall. The righteous will never be uprooted, but the wicked will not remain in the land. Those who walk with God are like oaks, rooted deep. The wicked, like weeds, are pulled up. From the mouth of the righteous comes the fruit of wisdom, but a perverse tongue will be silenced. Wisdom feeds others. Twisted speech is temporary. It will fall silent. The lips of the righteous know what is fitting, but the mouth of the wicked only what is perverse. The righteous speak with care, timing, and truth. The wicked don't know how or don't care. Chapter 11. Walking straight in a crooked world. The Lord detests dishonest scales, but accurate weights find favor with him. Solomon begins with a scene from the marketplace. Sellers using crooked scales to cheat customers. God sees that. He hates deceit in any form, but loves honesty, even in the small things. Every transaction is a test of character. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. Pride blinds, humility opens the eyes. The proud fall hard, but the humble grow wise and steady. The integrity of the upright guides them, but the unfaithful are destroyed by their duplicity. When you walk in truth, your path is lit, but lies lead people in circles until their own trickery traps them. Wealth is worthless in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. Money can't buy peace when judgment comes. It won't protect in the end, but righteousness, living rightly with God, can save a soul forever. The righteousness of the blameless makes their paths straight, but the wicked are brought down by their own wickedness. Righteousness is like walking on a paved road. Wickedness is like digging holes in your own path. Eventually, you fall into one. The righteousness of the upright delivers them, but the unfaithful are trapped by evil desires. Again, righteousness frees you, like a key, but desires that ignore God can become shackles. Hopes placed in mortals die with them. All the promise of their power comes to nothing. You can admire people, but don't place your hope in them. People pass, power fades, only God is eternal. The righteous person is rescued from trouble, and it falls on the wicked instead. In God's justice, there is a great reversal. The trap meant for the righteous snaps back on the wicked. With their mouths, the godless destroy their neighbors, but through knowledge, the righteous escape. Words can be weapons or shields. The wicked cut down others with gossip, slander, or lies. The wise guard themselves with understanding. When the righteous prosper, the city rejoices. When the wicked perish, there are shouts of joy. A society flourishes when good people thrive. The downfall of the wicked lifts a heavy burden from the people. Through the blessing of the upright, a city is exalted, but by the mouth of the wicked it is destroyed. A community rises or falls on the words and actions of its people. Blessings build, corruption breaks. Whoever derides their neighbor has no sense, but the one who has understanding holds their tongue. Mocking others reveals a small heart. Wisdom knows when to stay silent. A gossip betrays a confidence, but a trustworthy person keeps a secret. Gossip breaks trust like glass. A wise person guards what is spoken in private. For lack of guidance, a nation falls, but victory is won through many advisors. Good leadership listens. Wise counsel builds strong nations, homes, and lives. Whoever puts up security for a stranger will surely suffer, but whoever refuses to shake hands and pledge is safe. Don't make reckless promises, especially for people you don't really know. Wisdom means knowing your limits. A kind-hearted woman gains honor, but ruthless men gain only wealth. Kindness brings something deeper than money: honor, love, and peace. Ruthlessness may gain riches, but not respect. Those who are kind benefit themselves, but the cruel bring ruin on themselves. Kindness is like planting seeds in your own garden. Cruelty digs up your roots. A wicked person earns deceptive wages, but the one who sows righteousness reaps a sure reward. Ill-gotten gain doesn't last. Righteousness pays back in joy, peace, and eternal reward. Truly, the righteous attain life, but whoever pursues evil finds death. Every day is a step either toward life or toward death, toward God or away from Him. The Lord detests those whose hearts are perverse, but He delights in those whose ways are blameless. God isn't fooled by appearances. He looks at the heart, and He rejoices in the pure. Be sure of this: the wicked will not go unpunished, but those who are righteous will go free. Justice may seem slow, but it is certain. God sees, and He will act. Like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman who shows no discretion. Outward beauty means nothing without wisdom. Real worth is found in character, not appearance. The desire of the righteous ends only in good, but the hope of the wicked only in wrath. The righteous dream of good things and walk toward them. The wicked chase false hopes and find ruin. One person gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty. Generosity opens the hand of God. Stinginess closes the door to blessing. A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. The more you bless others, the more your soul is blessed. It's a divine law of sowing and reaping. The more you bless others, the more your soul is blessed. It's a divine law of sowing and reaping. People curse the one who hoards grain, but they pray God's blessing on the one who is willing to sell. Greed isolates. Generosity gathers people together. Share when you can, and God honors that. Whoever seeks good finds favor, but evil comes to one who searches for it. What you seek, you find. If you chase goodness, it will meet you. If you chase evil, it will overtake you. Those who trust in their riches will fall, but the righteous will thrive like a green leaf. Money makes a poor foundation, but righteousness is like a tree in spring, alive, growing, fruitful. Whoever brings ruin on their family will inherit only wind, and the fool will be servant to the wise. Selfishness at home leads to ruin. A fool may control things for a while, but wisdom always rises. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and the one who is wise saves lives. Righteousness spreads life, like a tree giving shade and fruit. Wisdom doesn't just protect itself, it reaches out and rescues others. If the righteous receive their due on earth, how much more the ungodly and the sinner? Even the righteous are corrected and shaped by life. So how much more will judgment come to those who reject God?